State Warriors have won their last 7 of 8 games, so we're going to talk about what's been working for the Warriors on today's show and how Draymond Green's suspension could have possibly helped the Warriors win games right now. And plus, on the back half of the show, well, it looks like Draymond Green finally had the last word on the Jusuf Nurkic beefs. We're going to unpack that as well. I am your host of Warriors Today, Allie Barefoot, and I have a challenge for you guys. Well, thankfully, the only people we have to beat is ourselves. This time last year, we had 780 new subscribers on Warriors Today. At this point, we only have 310, and I hate losing to myself as well. So I need you guys to go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you guys want to be completely in the know with everything Golden State Warriors coverage. Let's go ahead and break down what Draymond Green said after the Warriors win last night versus Utah Jazz, saying, "I think getting suspended helped in a weird way. Not that I wanted to get suspended, but I do think that helped us find different things we can go to and explore." And you know what, Draymond Green, I actually do agree with you here because since he was suspended, they had to go with numerous different rotations. They had to go to the younger side of the bench by playing Podziemski, playing Jonathan Kuminga, who actually got his start while Draymond Green was suspended. And ultimately, they discovered that Andrew Wiggins and Jonathan Kuminga don't work well without Draymond Green. But in just 1 month, the defensive rating for the Warriors switched from 30th in the league to 18 with 106.2. The defensive rebounding has gotten better by 6%, and they moved up 13 spots in the NBA defensive rating. It's been huge to see the Warriors progress in just a short period of time. Plus, the Warriors had to experiment with multiple different rotations, which is where Warriors fans really got to see a lot of Brandon Podziemski and Trayce Jackson-Davis, the two most recent draft picks for the Golden State Warriors. And I've loved watching those two players grow, especially for a league like Steve Kerr's where he really only plays veterans. He's really had to lean on the younger guys this year, and I don't think he would have done that if the Golden State Warriors trio had been how they played in years past. But did you know the Warriors actually used 6 different lineups, averaging more than 10 minutes per game during Draymond's suspension, including adding JK to the starting 5, which I can't imagine a Golden State Warriors right now that do not have a prominent Jonathan Kuminga. And if Steph Curry and Steve Kerr didn't give him that confidence to say, hey, look, we've got an open starting 5 spot here. If you want it, you need to keep playing your heart out and you can make it yours. That would not have happened if Draymond Green had not been suspended, and he agrees. He said, look, the way Jonathan Kuminga has been playing, he has been taking off, and that has set the stage for this team. Bona fide number 2 option on our team. Now you're able to figure out different things that we can go to. They would have had a really hard time trying to figure out how to mix in the young with the older guys if Draymond Green had been there a part of the Warriors. Now, do I want Draymond Green to be around? Absolutely, because I do think he does make a difference. And do I want the Warriors to have won most of their games right now instead of sitting 1 game above 500? Yeah, sure, but you can't go backwards. You can only go forward. And I do think Steve Kerr and the Warriors made the best of their situation. Do you guys think Draymond's suspension hurt or helped the Warriors? Because they did lose a lot of games while Draymond Green was out. That could put them a little bit higher in the rankings right now, but nonetheless, on a 5-game win streak, go ahead and comment down below. But we're not done talking about Draymond Green, because I thought Draymond Green was the responsible one after the Phoenix Suns game when he did not say a single remark back to Nurkic. He just said, I thought I played well. Well, I thought wrong. I'm going to break down what Draymond Green had to say back to Nurkic on his podcast. But first, I do want to tell you guys about the sponsor here on Warriors Today, Prize Picks. I'm playing it every single game day, and here's why you guys should too. It's super easy to play. It takes less than 60 seconds to make your picks. All you have to do is pick more or less on a player's projected stats, and you can win up to 25 times your money on any entry. And B, it's just super fun to play. Prize Picks constantly has promotions, which they have one right now between February 12th and 18th. If you win 1 entry a day, you move on to the next round. And if you win for 7 days straight, you could have a chance to win a share of $3 million in free entries. That's not all they're doing. They've also got the Demon and Goblins promotion going on right now. As you guys can see, Jason Tatum having more than 6.5 assists is a demon. Harder pick, bigger payout. But the Green Goblin, have Tyler Hero, have more than 3.5 rebounds. Well, that's an easier pick, less of a payout. And then I do just have Kristaps Porzingis having more than 19.5 points. These are my Prize Picks. All you guys have to do to make yours is go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use that promo code CLNS for a first-time deposit match up to $100, and you can watch yourself win some real money in real time. Draymond Green has now used his platform, the Draymond Green Podcast, to basically say whatever's on his mind. And it's gotten to a point where I've asked myself, is anybody in this room with him? Is his agent in the room with him? Does he have a cameraman or anything? Or is this strictly just Draymond Green putting his thoughts out there? Because I personally think someone should at least tap him on the shoulder and say, hey, bud, maybe don't put this out there on the internet. I'm going to tell you what Draymond Green had to say about Jusuf Nurkic. He did say on the Draymond Green podcast, said, look, the little guy goes to the media and says, I take my words back. He doesn't deserve another chance. It's only a matter of time before he hits somebody else. And quite frankly, I would love to know why it's only a matter of time before I hit somebody else. Because I destroyed you? Come on, Draymond. Be the bigger man. Which, of course, Jusuf Nurkic does take this to Twitter. Because Nurkic doesn't have podcasts, I guess. Saying, oh, good, bad boy. Just don't stay too long on the podcast. Gonna be late for a therapy session. Damn. Just damn. This is not what the Golden State Warriors need right now, especially after they just had this on the court, giving each other beef back and forth. And here's a big thing of why it sparked, is because Draymond mentioned several times in his podcast that Nurkic cannot be doing the too small celebrations because he's not a good enough basketball player. As you can see, Nurkic hit the too small on Draymond, and the next play, Draymond said, yeah, I can do it too. Smacks the floor, makes it overboard, and does the too small. Well, now they're taking it to social media and making this thing linger longer than it should have. It should have been nicked right after the Warriors versus Suns game. Draymond Green continued to say on his podcast, he decides to do an overtly too small celebration, slapping the floor, the whole thing, and quite frankly, you're just not good enough to do things like that. Then he starts to question my character. What a coward. This is just bringing back all of the unnecessary drama that the Warriors had to pull through just to get to this point in February. Draymond Green, you were suspended indefinitely for hitting a player on the court, and you went through therapy sessions to determine how you're going to play a little less aggressive on the court. However, Draymond Green did say, I am who I am. I'm going to play aggressive. But coming back to the podcast, and I understand you get to voice your side of it too, but you could also take the high road because the Warriors are on a 5-game win streak right now, and the last thing the Warriors need right now is external distractions. You can't tell me there's no players on the Warriors right now that are sitting there being like, what is this, man? ESPN's going to have a field day. Fox News is going to have a field day. It's just the same old Draymond Green drama where I really thought he was going to take the high road after the Phoenix Suns loss, but nonetheless, 5 minutes later on a podcast, he's gotten everything he had to say out, and I'm just not sure I agree with all of it. But that's just me. How do you guys feel about the Draymond Green podcast? Do you agree that Draymond Green can go on this podcast and say whatever he would like, or would you rather see Draymond Green use it in a different form, like sparking a fire underneath the Warriors' butts and helping them win the way that he has been doing since he returned to the Golden State Warriors? Go ahead and comment why or why not, and be sure you guys comment because I look at all of your comments. In last video, I said whoever comments Dub Nation the most is going to get a comment shout out. So, of course, I got Carl Campbell, who spammed Dub Nation numerous times, Donald Parsons, Galileo, I apologize, Orlando Moore, and D. D is one of the first commenters on every single one of my videos, and Warriors Today is not possible without D, without these 5 commenters, or without you. So go on ahead and comment down below while you guys are at it. It's just one more button you have to click, and I thank you so much for taking your time every day to watch Warriors Today. So if you guys want to continue and join Dub Nation family, hit that sub button for me.